Welcome to On the Back Burner, the cooking show where your favorite celebrity is cooking their favorite meal. I'm your host, Little Nat, and we're here live at Amnesia in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. Our guest today is Talent, the comedian. It's just comedy. He's also an actor, a radio personality, and a DJ. He's going to be making his fabulous snapper, wilds and crazy rice, string beans, and sweet plantains. So follow me into the kitchen and let's go eat and meet Talent. Hey, welcome to On the Back Burner. I'm your host, Little Nat, and our guest today is Talent, the comedian. It's just comedy.
Don't forget to...
All right, so we're going to start with the fish, right?
Okay.
Move the time over here. What are you going to put on the fish to get started?
Well, first you want to go with your basic cornmeal and flour, you know, to get that on top of it, and then on top of that, so you got the
so you don't
seasoning
season
out
it?
here.
Okay.
Yeah, after you want to put that because you want to taste the seasoning. So you don't want to, other than putting it inside, you don't want to put it on first. You're going to lose that flavor.
I always put the seasoning on first.
Nah, you lose that flavor in the cooking. Once you start, we frying. It's different if you baking or grilling, but when you frying, you don't want to put it on first.
Learn something new today.
I'm a fish aficionado.
Really? How's that? How you became an expert with the fish?
Well, I got a job in the fish market when I was in high school, and that lasted like 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, so they put me on everything. You know, when you hustling in school, you need that little sneaker money.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you're going to open it up?
Yeah, that's the only place you want to put early seasoning.
Okay.
It's in the inside meat
And
part
that's
right there.
what that's,
You know what I mean?
seasoned salt?
Yeah, you put a little bit of
spread
seasoned
it
salt.
around?
Yeah, you can use your fingers. You know what I mean? Spread that around there. So that's the only place you put it first.
Okay.
And then when you go into, you know, dipping it in your flour and laying everything out. Now, what I like to do is mix the flour with the cornmeal.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because you're going to kind of like fry both of these together. You know what I mean? So you're going to kind of lay that out. And once you lay this out, you get a little mixture between this and your flour.
Cool.
You know what I mean? You mix it together.
All right.
And this is what we're going to do with this right here.
So let's talk about your career in comedy. How did you get started with that?
Well, I mean, as a kid looking at it, I always knew that I wanted to do, you know, stand-up comedy. I thought it was good. But I thought, as a kid, when you're looking at it on TV, it looks more like somebody's hobby than to do a job or a career. So I'm looking at it like when I retire from whatever it is I do in my career, then I'm going to go play around and do some comedy, like, you know, hobby work. But there was a big, what we call the big black comedy boom, the Def Comedy Jams.
Okay.
And when that happened, now you're starting to see younger faces do their thing on TV.
Right.
So I said, you know, I'm going to try it out, you know. And a guy who grew up in Mount Vernon with me, J.B. Smooth, who was on Curb Your Enthusiasm and all that, he was already into comedy.
Right.
So he was doing a place called the Lady Eye on 241st Street, White Plains Road in the Bronx.
BX.
You know what I mean? So I went by there, he threw me up for 3 minutes, and it was, after that, it was over. Next thing I know, I'm trying to quit the job 9 months after that. You know,
Is it good money, comedy?
If you're good, it's good. It's like anything else. If you're good, it's good.
Right. Is this enough flour?
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah?
Yeah, that looks great right there.
Do you put the flour in the inside of the fish?
Yeah, you can put a little bit in there, and you want to definitely, you want to, you know, get that fin. Even though we ain't going to eat the fin, that's going to help with the hardness when we fry it hard. Okay. You know how black people be like, fry hard. Because
they're going in ham.
Exactly.
So what we going to put on it?
We need some pepper. We're going to need some pepper. We got the seasoning right here.
Black pepper?
Very little bit of salt, because, you know, healthy cat.
Okay.
That's why we're doing fish, because I don't do the meat and the bird. No meat, no bird.
Really?
So we good here.
All right, so we have the pan getting hot right now. What kind of oil do you use to fry the fish?
You got to, if you're going to go healthy, you got to keep going healthy. Olive oil is good skin-wise, like later on, but taste-wise, I like the vegetable.
Okay, so we go with the vegetable oil. How much oil do you think we need in the pan?
You're going to need, you always look at your fish. So you look at the width of your fish, how high it stands up.
Okay.
And you want your oil always to at least come half of the fish, because you're cooking half of the fish when you flip it over. Each side gets cooked, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Otherwise, if it's too high, you drown in the fish, and you're going to be tasting a nice big fat piece of oil.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not eating 2 pieces of oil today.
Okay.
So that should cover half of your fish.
Now, is this fish good when you go to the fish market? Is that a good piece of looking fish?
This is snapper. What we're doing right now is snapper, and snapper is like a high-end fish.
Okay.
You know, it's high-end with protein and everything, and you could tell by the price. 'Cause when you pick up the fish, it's not whiting. It's not like, you know, whiting is the traditional hood fish. You know, it's like 99 cents a pound.
My favorite price.
You pick them up, some of them still alive. You know, it's ghetto, it's hood.
Yeah.
But this is like the high end. You know, a lot of West Indian, Caribbean people, when they really want to get down with fish, they get a snapper. You know what I mean?
Is the fish, especially when you want to
make it.
It's good fish, though. It's good when it's baked.
Oh, grill it. You ever grill it? I'm gonna grill for you one day.
Ooh, I like that.
When I grill, you know.
A man
I only grill for single women, because once I grill for you, you ain't leaving the house.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, they stuck.
Do I have to work, though?
Hey, you ain't got to work. You get the hell out of here, though. If you ain't
you know what I'm talking? I got to get the hell out.
Wait, not you, per se.
Oh, all right.
So drop this. You think we warm enough?
We should be.
Okay, cool. We're warm enough. See, now I'm going to do the heavy side first.
Why the heavy side first?
Because remember I tell you, you put the grease in, that's going to go up half of the fish.
Okay.
So the heavy side, see where the grease is coming? Exactly at the middle.
Okay.
That's what you want to do. Because once that sucker starts frying, when that side is done, you flip it over. Other side done quickly.
So when we come back, we're gonna start on what? The string beans, the rice, the plantains?
Yeah, I think the next thing you want to do is mess with the string beans, because that's what sits a while.
Okay.
And then behind that it's rice, and then the plantains.
Okay, so we'll be right back. It's On the Back Burner, Talent, and your host, Little Nat.
Okay. I know a couple of Muslims who eat pork. You know they got the new non-pork pork.
What?
Yeah, it's like new non-pork pork.
What's that?
Like bean pork.
Bean pork. How does that taste?
Bean is the new white meat.
Welcome back, party peoples. It's On the Back Burner. Your host, Little Nat here, Talent. We got the fish on the pan, on the stove, frying. We ready to take it out now, Talent?
We're about ready.
All right, so let's get the plates, plate it up.
Remember how we talked about frying it nice and hard?
Yeah.
Wow, we good. Good right here.
This is really good.
Golden brown, baby. That's how you do it.
Nice. This is so pretty. Look how pretty with no head.
You know, because you're frying them, so that's good. You could cut the head off when you fry them.
Can I put a little of the green?
Yeah, you got to make it look nice, you know?
Make it look pretty. How should I decorate it? On a plate? Or?
Yeah, there you go. Right around, a little bit up, you know, the middle. Give it a little space. Right there. So when you go to one of those expensive restaurants, that's how they do it.
Yeah, that's how they make it look nice.
Charge you $50 for this.
You don't even eat it.
Nah, hell no.
Did I cut too much, or should I just?
That's good. Looks nice.
Okay, so let's put that to the side. So now you said that you want to start the string beans, right?
Yeah.
So how do we cut it up?
Now, first of all, you know, like we did already off camera, you clean it up.
Cleaned it.
And then you clean. Now, me myself, I take care of the ends. You know what I mean? Like I like string beans, but I don't like them super long, but I don't like them super short.
Do you cut them in half too?
Yeah, you break them as well, but I take the ends off first.
Okay.
So you take right here. This is the birthmarks. You take the birthmarks off.
Okay.
Right, and then you deal with what you got left. Then you break it.
Oh,
you know.
Okay.
So the good thing about string beans is you don't have to, once you cut the tails off, you put your knife down and you just snipping and, you know, getting them ready for the pot.
All right, and then you like boil the water first.
Yeah, the water is nice and warm, you know, put a little butter in there for the flavor, like, you know. Yeah, there you go, boom.
Do you put salt in the water too?
Just a little bit. Anything you're cooking, you only want to do very minimal amounts of salt, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because
nowadays you already know.
So Talent, how did you get your name Talent?
That was coming through high school and trying to be, you know, back in the day, all the nicknames, you had an initial on the end. So before I was Talent, I was Talent-T. You know, I played 3 sports through high school.
Really? Which one?
I was a graffiti artist.
Graffiti, I remember that.
Baseball, football, basketball.
Football, baseball, basketball.
All of that. Graffiti artist. I was in the rap group, you know. Money Earning Crew. We was doing everything. Break dancing. So I was trying to find a nickname that covered everything. You know, so after a few tries, I ended up with Talent-T.
Yeah, that's fitting.
And then, you know, as time went on, you just dropped the T and, you know, it was just talent, and next thing you know.
So, radio.
Yeah.
How did you get into radio business?
Well, the good thing about being a comedian is once you dabble in, you know, comedy and being a stand-up, you kind of can branch off to anything. They always use you as hosting this, hosting that. So a good friend of mine, Jeff Fox, who I grew up listening to on radio, he got a morning situation and just, called me. He's out and he needed, you know, a funny guy, like a sidekick.
Did you like doing it when you first started?
I loved it. Like, people ask me all the time, do you like radio? I don't even know if I like radio. Now, next thing I know, we on the air, 7, 8 years straight.
Right.
And it was
number
a great,
one morning
great
show,
situation.
New York.
So that was it.
Right. So should we put the string beans in?
Yeah, we can drop them now.
Now we're going to get ready to start the rice. Yummy, yummy, yummy. It's the wild rice. Why'd you choose wild rice?
Because I don't really like rice. And yeah, it has to be wild for me to like it. Like, you know, it's amazing. Like white rice, when people make white rice, I prefer like how Spanish make the rice and beans. It's always delicious. But regular white rice, it does nothing for me.
Okay.
I'm a flavor dude, so you gotta have some sort of flavor. So you go with the wild to increase the flavor.
Okay, so we get like a cup of water, or 1/3 or 1/2 cup.
Yeah, I think we got it. Yeah, we got 1 cup.
Okay, go with I believe like a 1/2 cup of rice. So, do you have any children talent? Let's get into your personal business. You know, I like to be nosy.
No, I got 3 boys and 2 girls. Actually, my oldest just started college.
Wow, you
so
got a son in college?
Yeah, he's 19, be 20 years old next summer. And behind him, 2 years younger is a son, and then there's a 12-year-old son, and then there's a 10-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old daughter.
So, butter or olive oil for the rice?
I like a little bit of both, actually.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Mix it up. Because, you know, we did butter twice. I don't want to over butter us at the same time, but we still want to put a little bit of the olive oil in there.
Okay.
Mix it up, give it a different type of flavor.
That's good. Sure, put more.
A little more than that, yeah.
So really, no butter, just olive oil.
Oh, with a little bit of butter, because you want to mix it up.
Okay.
Trust me, the flavor on this is gonna be crazy.
We're gonna come back and kill the plants. It's on the back burner. Talent, Little Nat.
The 2 dumbest things that have happened to me is I'm in the yard. I'm with, you know, some of my co-stars from Sunset Park. We're by the pool. Who walks by but Ving Rhames? So I'm looking at him like, I should know this dude from somewhere too. But I was like, you know, nice to meet you. And right when I'm going to turn and walk away, I said, oh, you the dude that took it in the movie. Yeah.
Welcome back. So I started cutting the plantains, and you said to cut them thin because of time, right?
Yeah, so when you don't want to be in the kitchen forever, the thinner the slice, the quicker you're going to cook it.
Okay, so film. You did some film work, right? What were the films you were in?
I think I did a total of 8 films. The biggest, you know, is amazing because usually you do small films and you work your way to a big film. But I got lucky and landed the big film first, which was Sunset Park. And after that, worked with Rosie Perez, Marissa Tomei. We did A Brother's Kiss.
Wow.
Worked with Vanessa Williams and Tatum O'Neal when we did, you know, My Brother.
A lot of big names.
Yeah. Then I had fun with Cinda Williams and a host of a cast when we did With or Without You. That's a film that's underrated. You might want to check out With or Without You.
Okay.
But about 8
so what do you like better, doing stand-up or film?
Oh, stand-up. I mean, it's not even a competition. Like when you do a film, you're doing somebody else's work. So it's like you come into a script or a storyboard and you kind of know what it is. And anybody that's been in film know you do the same thing a gazillion times. You know, it's like, it could just be something like hello. Be like, all right, hello, action, hello. Another one, hello. Hello, and cut. All right, turn to the left. I'm gonna get you from the side. Hello. Hello. After 200 of these, it's like, you know, so you know what you gotta
keep the same expression,
stand
right?
up is like a snowflake. Every time you hit the stage, it's a different thing.
It's a different thing.
Yeah, I love it. It's just the best thing.
Having a hard time.
You slicing good though, you know.
I did good because I kind of like took my time. I didn't want to cut my fingers off.
Looks very nice right there.
So we want to get the oil in the pan, right?
We gotta warm it up too.
Not too much oil, right?
No, this right here takes a little bit of oil because it's not like a big, like we did the fish. It's not like a big thick piece thing. These things are like this thin, so you don't want to drown them again. You know what I mean? But you want enough to fry.
Okay. We got the plantains all cut up. Fish is done, the red snapper. Rice is on the stove, but we got to put the seasoning in. And the string beans are still cooking, and we got to get the plantains in the pan. So we're going to sprinkle some of the special seasoning.
Yeah, you need that.
Yeah, it came with the rice.
I was going to say I made it.
Can't lie this time.
But this is a Christian show, so
Yeah.
came with
Really?
the ride. Yeah, we got the seasoning there. Speaking of seasoning, I like to sprinkle a little bit of this.
On the pan.
Yeah, because these are the sweet ones.
Oh, okay.
So give it a little tang. Nice. This here and more in the middle.
So, after we get the food all done, we're gonna go upstairs, get cute, fancy, sit down, chat with talent, maybe write some jokes for me.
I got you.
Really? You think I could do it? Some stand-up jokes?
Yeah.
And we gotta talk about the story I've been dying to tell you when I first started learning how to cook.
Oh man.
Let me get this is the oil in it ready. So we're gonna fry the plantains and we're gonna go upstairs and eat. We'll be right back. It's on the back burner. I gotta tell you this story. My mom did not really want to teach me how to cook because she was a single mom, so she was always rushing after work, get homework done or whatever the case may be. So I had one of those old stoves that you have to light with a match to light the oven up. I preheated the oven because I thought I lit the match already. So my mother's like, I smell gas. Now I'm like 12 years old. So I go in there, wait a minute, the oven's not lit. Spent the whole building shake. You heard the windows. All my eyelashes and my eyebrows were burnt to a stitch. My little outfit had burnt holes in it.
Are you serious?
So we're all played up at Amnesia for On the Back Burner. Little Nat Talent made the string beans, the red snapper, wild rice, yay, the sweet plantains. It looks all good. I can't wait to eat it. We will get into deep fried thought. If you do believe in reincarnation, what would you come back as and why?
Wow. Well, I think I would come back probably as a cat. Because, you know, I think this lifetime, I think a lot of hard work, like super duper round the clock scheduling and hard work. If you look at a cat, cats sleep 18, 20 hours a day. Right. They get up, I'm going to get something to eat, I'm going to the bathroom, I'm going to finish doing what I was doing, which is lay back down.
I'm surprised you didn't say you would come back as a pit bull or a dog or something. You have like
Nah, they too active.
Really?
After this
You just
lifetime,
wanna
I'm gonna bring it down a notch. Why not? I ain't trying to work again like this.
All right. So my next question for you is, what is the difference between being in love and just love? Being in a relationship.
You mean like loving somebody and then being in love with somebody?
Yes, exactly.
Which is, you're right, it's a big difference. I think if you love somebody, you care enough about them, you know, it's really a level of caring that, you know, you'll do things for them to a certain extent because you love them. But I think when you're in love, that's where things get cloudy, and you know the expression love is blind. When you're in love, you can't see, you know, the forest through the trees.
Right.
I mean, the only thing you can describe love as being is like, there are no limits, you know, like to what you'll do for that other person when you're in love, because you're blind. Giving a kidney, you know, donating an organ or something like that.
Speaking of that,
you know?
who was the comedian that took a kidney from
Tracy
his wife?
Morgan. and left.
All right. Now, this is the last question. Now, if I was the late night talk show host, you was my writer-producer, what jokes would you write for me that'd be perfect for me to present on my show?
Well, I think like you should do a throw. You know, part of your monologue, you're gonna do a monologue throw. It's like you're in the middle of your show, it's heat, you got everybody in your show tonight. You know what I mean? It's gonna be crazy. Jay-Z on your show, Erica Bam.
All right.
You know,
Feeling it.
Man, bottling them, stopping through George Clinton. You just got an array of talent, so you're gonna be like hyping up. This is Little Nat, heat of the night, where all the hotness go down. We bring you the hotness every night in, night out.
Okay.
Everybody on the show is hot, because if you ain't hot, you gotta stay the hell out of my kitchen on the back burner. Here we go. So you just enter on the kickoff of your show.
Nice.
But you gotta give them that funk, like, you know, stay the hell out of my kitchen. There you go. I think that's how.
This is really, really good talent. You got some talent. That's why they call you talent, huh?
It's good, right? Told you.
Oh, and you're right about the seasoning salt and the plantains.
I don't cook for everybody.
I'm special.
Exactly. And this ain't my house. Cook for people in your house, they never leave.
That's true. That's true. They end up staying the night. So, tours, any comedy shows you're doing, movies coming up?
Yeah, we got a lot of pilots and stuff that we're shooting this year. I got a TV show called Nothing But Love that I'm shooting. Is based after Heavy D's saying and record and the video we did with Chris Tucker and everything. So Nothing But Love is like a talent agency. Originally, I wrote it years ago with Have in Mind, which is ironic, you know what I mean? So I wrote it with Have in Mind.
He had a great acting career at one point.
I just seen him like being, the star of it. So we're gonna be shooting that.
Are you still doing any type of radio shows anywhere, or?
Well, I'm gonna do some more radio, but I took to me a year off. Might turn into 2, I don't know. But I took a year off to go back on the road. You know what I mean? Because I'm sitting in the radio and I did like 8 years in the morning. So when my time slot changed and went to the evenings, it was like I did that for about a year and a half. But then it was kind of infringing on the road. One thing about the morning is when I had my morning contract, it was built around my road career. So it was perfect. So I think in maybe another half a year or a year out on the road, and then maybe back into radio.
All right, Talent. So where can your fans reach you?
Well, Facebook, Talent the Funny Man, or Twitter is @It'sJustComedy.
It's Just Comedy. Well, it's on the back burner. Thank you, Talent, for coming through, making this red snapper, which is delicious, the string beans, the wild and crazy rice, and the sweet plantains with the seasoned salt. That was it. That was it.
Told you, right?
It was good. It was good. Thanks for coming through. It's on the back burner. Your host, Little Nat, and Talent.
Love you, man.
I'm Little Nat, and it's the heat of the night. Holla on the back burner. I just want to thank Talent for coming out and teaching us how to make that delicious red snapper, the wilds and crazy rice, the sweet plantains with the seasoned salt, so good, and the string beans. Also would like to thank Charles and Frank for allowing us to use this beautiful establishment, Amnesia, and also Open Minds Productions for providing us the great equipment, and also MB Productions. That's me and my partner Lisa Scott. So tune in to On the Back Burner. See you next time. Peace. It's Little Nat, and it's the heat of the night. Holla on the back burner.